My name is Max. I'm a senior at Stanford University where I study international relations. I'm the community manager in the loosely Slavic-themed house where I live with 49 of the coolest and weirdest people you will ever meet. I teach spin classes, I like concerts and brunch, this is my room, this is my poster of Drake, this is the food ton I found in the closet downstairs, and this is my show. Following opinions do not represent the official views of Stanford University or any of its associated divisions. This program is in no way sponsored or officiated by Stanford. Hello, welcome. I'm here today with my friend Dylan, and we are going to talk about being gay at Stanford. And we're talking about the male gay experience in this video, hoping to do another segment to talk about the female gay experience at Stanford. I'm happy to have Dylan here to talk about dudes.
Thanks, Max. I'm excited to be here.
Definitely.
Let's definitely talk about some dudes.
Let's talk about dudes. We think this topic is topical, especially on this campus, because Princeton Review for several years now has ranked Stanford as the most LGBT friendly campus in America.
Whatever that means.
I haven't honestly gone too deep into that methodology, perhaps in protest of just the concept.
Right.
I don't know, let's start talking about why.
Sure.
Do we think Stanford is the most gay-friendly campus in America? Without even knowing about other college campuses, how do we qualify our views?
Well, like you said, we don't really have experiences other than this Stanford experience to compare to. It's definitely comfortable to be out and open here on campus for dudes. I think there's a lot of opportunity for people to find themselves.
The culture is good, but is there a sense of community? I personally haven't been involved in any on-campus activist group or community groups.
Right.
Have you had any experience with this?
I think it depends on who you ask about what community means to them.
Okay.
So for me, my community and being gay within that community is everyone that I'm friends with. But there are some people who probably want a defined LGBT community, and it's nice that there are opportunities like Terra for people who want that.
Terra, by the way, is a cooperative house on campus that is unofficially LGBT themed.
Correct.
Right, okay.
Right, and there's also the Fire Truck House, which is the LGBT center here on campus.
Yeah.
But that's kind of a really superficial overview of what Stanford gay life is like.
Right.
Yeah.
One way you could say that the Stanford gay experience is unique and perhaps better than other college campuses is that it's not a huge deal. I find I'm so surprised to meet new gay guys on campus who just are so embedded in, like what you said, in their own communities that being gay is not necessarily such a distinguishing factor of their life. It's just like they are in their community and they're gay and that's it.
Yeah, being gay on campus does not define people. In fact, I almost find it as like everyone's a little gay. Like everyone here on campus just a little gay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, we have Full Moon on the Quad, and we have other activities like exotic erotic.
People really like nudity.
Yeah, people like nudity. The penises are just like blah blah blah. You know,
they're right there.
They're right there. Yeah, I've kissed so many straight guys on this campus, and I'm not using that as like a bragging thing, but it's just normal. It's like accepted. It's fine.
It's accepted to experiment. This idea that everyone here is gay friendly. I'm wondering if it allows people who have homophobic views to pass by, because the idea that those people would even exist isn't brought up.
Right.
I'm in a small thesis seminar, and we were in Washington, D.C. A political scientist there was talking about political views of young Americans, and he was talking about the gay rights movement, and he was saying, you know, for example, how many of you are against gay marriage? And one person in my group, their hand shot straight up. Like, without second thought, this just, like, very, I guess, deep-founded belief, religiously based, it came to be that they were against gay marriage and think it's immoral. And I was just shocked. I just didn't think people like that could exist at Stanford, but they do. It made me upset to think that we've allowed students like this to spend 4 years here without having that conversation with them. You know what I mean? I'm wondering how many people there are like that.
Well, hopefully you'll get some responses to this video. Maybe someone will, share their view. I hate using these, like, restrictive terms.
Yeah.
But traditionally, Stanford is a conservative campus in the sense that it's like a private university and you have the whole Herbert Hoover thing, whatever.
Right.
But the campus population, I would say, is pretty liberal thinking. And that's for whatever people want to share about themselves. Whether it's being, very anti-gay or very pro-gay, I think that there's a space and a culture here on campus that allows people to talk about themselves. I just think you have so many more people who are like, I don't give a what about it.
Yeah.
That the ones who maybe do aren't emphasized.
Are they unemphasized or are they silenced?
That's a really good question. I don't think they're silenced. But I also just think that so many people aren't like that. Right? I mean, I don't know where I would look to find someone who, and maybe there's something to be said that, like, there's a little bit of homophobia within Greek life, and thus they don't need to silence each other because they're just there. but I don't know what it's like to be in a Greek house, so I don't know if that's true or not.
Right.
Then again, it's not like we have these quotas, like where you're like trying to bring as many girls to a frat party as you can to get in if you're a guy. Like, it's just a very free campus, and
Right.
you can go do whatever you want. The de-emphasis of Greek life on campus makes it so that everything else is brought up a level. So being, homosexual is fine. Being pro-women's rights is fine. Like, whatever it is,
Yeah.
it's brought up, which is, I think, really, really ideal.
I've had a couple negative experiences going to parties on campus, be that frat parties or even co-op parties, where either I'm dancing with a guy or I see other guys dancing with each other, and even though people don't react to it, people move away.
I think, yes, I definitely had, actually, at one frat, I was told to, like, stop making out with a guy, and that was the first time I ever really felt violated on campus. I got over it, obviously, it's, like, not a huge deal. I do know of friends that they're in a frat and they've taken a male date, and there have been eyes that are just like, what is this? Like, you really shouldn't be doing this. So, I don't want to say that that's it, but there is a sense that I get, potentially, it's not as okay in those communities.
Right. And this may be unfair for us to even bring up these instances, because I'm sure kids at other campuses experience way worse discrimination and reactions to their behavior. But it's interesting that at Stanford, where it's publicized how friendly this campus is, I deeply question whether or not it is.
I think it's really fair to question whether it is. And like we've been saying, we don't really know what other experiences are like. But I wouldn't trade my Stanford gay experience for another one.
Right.
I think that's really fair,
Yeah.
Now, that being said, I have been out at, like, UCLA with some friends, and the frat guys are a little bit different down there. They're just like, dude, like, we wish that guys would, like, be more out, and, like, you're such a homie, whatever. I'm like, really? This is not the vibe I don't get at all. So, like, maybe it's just that people want to be able to talk about it more, but there's just a traditional foundation in place that prevents people from talking about it, and we've kind of already broken that down here at Stanford.
Yeah. Let's switch gears a little bit and talk about relationships between gay guys on the Stanford community.
I think everyone knows everyone else on this campus. Everyone knows what everyone else has done, and everyone wants to know what everyone else will do in the future.
And as fluid as sexuality is on this campus, there definitely is the group of gay people.
Yeah, I've known you for so long, and it's like, you just have these relationships with the group of gays.
Everyone knows everyone, everyone's like...
Kind of trying to, a little
Everyone's kind of trying to with everybody, maybe.
Or are, like, too busy to be trying to, but then would secretly, I think.
Secretly?
Yeah.
Ooh la la. I've personally tried to avoid undergrads. I don't know if you've felt similarly.
I just try to avoid everything within a 5-mile radius of
Got it. Wouldn't it be great if Tinder could have a setting where it's like
delete everyone?
This, like a donut setting, like nothing in the middle and nothing outside.
Ooh, it's really interesting, especially when you're an undergrad here. Once you do know all the other undergrads, you're like, oh, I just want a grad student who has their life together, who isn't involved in all of, like, the BS that happens.
Who doesn't know my friends? I don't know their friends.
Yeah, who doesn't know every single sexual conquest that has ever occurred in the history of man.
Yeah.
But I think that there is something to be said that not a lot of gay guys on this campus date each other.
And not only that they don't date each other, I don't know if I see a lot of gay guys who are friends with each other. I personally don't have a lot of camaraderie with other gay guys on campus. The house I'm living in right now, there's a nice chunk of gay guys, and we've become friends, but this is really the first time I feel like I have gay friends.
No, I agree. I have some, but I wouldn't call them the majority of my friend circle.
Right.
And I think at other schools, and just like given my experiences at UCLA, especially at UCLA, the gays are the gays. Like, they're friends with everyone.
Yeah.
Here, I think, like we were saying, you're just friends with the friendship circles you want, and don't have to be gay. Yeah.
But there's something really beneficial about having gay friends, and getting to have conversations like this that are open about your experience. There's a lot of shared experience with being gay, and as much as Stanford allows people to be individuals and not defined by their sexuality, being gay defines a big chunk of who you are, right? It defines a lot how you think about it, defines a lot about your being.
I always feel like there's such an emphasis on this campus to just be who you are and to be normal, whatever normal is, that we don't take the time to learn as much about LGBT life.
Yeah.
Because it's almost as if everyone would have something to share then, you know?
Right. I wish there was more dialogue, and maybe I'm not on the right email list, and maybe I'm...
Maybe we need some more email lists.
Yeah. Let's talk about coming out at Stanford.
I was 100% out when I came to Stanford. I was choosing between USC and Stanford for various reasons. I didn't think that USC life as a gay male would be as fun as Stanford life as a gay male. And it's funny, because then I came here and I was like, this is not all it was cracked up to be, because of the whole not defined community and incestuousness and all of that. But it's still, I think, pretty easy to come out here.
Yeah.
I think people are really supportive of that. Were you out when you came here?
I wasn't actually, and I had kind of a tumultuous time. At some point, I had marked on like a interest form coming into Stanford that I was interested in hearing information about the gay community, about the Jewish community, about other, just about a bunch of things. In the first week of freshman year, someone in my dorm, who I guess was like a representative for the community, came up to me and was like, "Max, are you queer?"
Oh gosh.
And that just hit me. And I was like still shy and uncomfortable and like a little introverted, and I lied. I think if that person knew how negatively approaching me like that would have affected me, they obviously wouldn't have done it. And they obviously were trying to make me feel welcomed. It was when I moved into Slav my sophomore year that I started exploring different social circles and stopped going to like frat parties and was able to see other social scenes where people seemed less bought into this gender binary that I did start to, you know, like really find myself and become more comfortable with everything. I don't think it was necessarily easy though.
Right. Well, and I think that maybe we've already hit on this, but there may be an overemphasis on being gay here.
Yeah.
And so even if you're like slightly gay or whatever it means to like act straight or act femme or whatever that means, maybe that person saw like a tad bit of that and was like, oh, he's automatically out, like gotta make sure he feels included. Right. But that's not the way that everyone wants to come out or wants to feel included. Yeah. So people need to be really knowledgeable about that.
Absolutely.
And I'm sorry to hear that it wasn't the best for you.
I mean, it's all a learning experience,
It is. That's why we're here at Stanford.
It's all a journey. So let's come full circle. Let's first go back to the question, is Stanford the most LGBT friendly campus in America? What the does that mean?
I'm going to give that a 1 and a 3/4 thumb up.
Okay.
It's like
almost there.
It's almost there, yeah.
High schoolers who are thinking about coming to Stanford and are looking for a very positive gay experience, you'll find that at Stanford. Yeah. If you're looking for a community per se, if you're looking for a tight group of gay friends, lots of different social events and lots of different community and activist events, won't necessarely find that here.
And also there's something to be said that like Palo Alto may not be the most gay friendly place.
No.
So I mean,
you think you're in San Francisco.
Yeah, you're not.
But you're not. Like, we're not in San Francisco.
We're a significant distance away from San Francisco.
We're significantly not in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Also, should be noted that even if we were in San Francisco, the San Francisco gay scene,
hate it.
Not great.
It's terrible. It's old. If I want to see an 8-year-old penis, like, I wouldn't.
There's Google for that.
There's Google for that, or there's like a grandfather. I don't know. Like, ew. If you're looking for an open community where you can be yourself and you can live your life and you're LGBT, Stanford is great. If you're looking for more than that, maybe Stanford hasn't done the best job. What
advice would you have for younger guys on this campus who have just got here and are still trying to figure out, so what's the deal?
Always remember that being yourself is what matters. Yeah. And if you're having an issue, you need to tell someone, you need to speak up about it, but you need to do it in a way that personally isn't annoying. Like, I just hate it when people are blabbing and complaining for no reason. So if you're really feeling uncomfortable, say something and make sure that people understand that, because it's your right, you know.
Absolutely, and be a part of the communities you want to be a part of. Right. If you want to be in a Greek organization, if that's something that's important to you, if that sort of camaraderie is beneficial to your social well-being, absolutely do that, and I wish you the best of luck. Otherwise, there are so many other social circles and niches on this campus that you can be a part of and be accepted in being a gay person. I definitely recommend exploring those.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend just attacking this campus like a wildfire. Just go after it.
But use protection.
Yeah, you don't want to feel a wildfire down there.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for talking to me about this. Yeah. Very interesting conversation. Please, as always, contribute, like, comment, tell us your story, tell us about how gay life is on your college campus. Let's get a conversation going about this. Yeah. Until next time.